Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna continue working on part 19 of this house build. Let's get started. So in the last video, we were able to finalize everything. Before we forget, we need to unhide this. And then what we're gonna do on this video is I'm gonna show you how to create sheets and how to add those views right there. So before we start everything, let's go to ground floor, and here we're gonna create a camera view. This is what we're gonna use to render our image, to create starting views and those kind of stuff. So right now I'm just going to create this view right here, and we could maximize this part right here. And of course we could change this, not ray trace, but realistic. So now let's just put this back to realistic, and as you can see, it looks really good having that part right there. Next thing is I'm gonna put this one in fine, so everything is showing up, or all the door handles and those kind of stuff. So I'm just going to rotate this so that we can see our image nicely. And then this one is the 3D view that we created. We're gonna go to manage and select this as our starting view. So every time we open up our Revit or this project, this will be our look. So I'm gonna create this and then select this part right here. So now we're gonna save this. So that's our starting view, and also this will be our rendering. So right now let's go and create our sheets. We could just scroll down under project browser and select sheet, right click on it, and then click new sheet. And here we already have A0 metric already loaded. That's the default. If you want, you could go to title block, and we have different kinds, but I'm just gonna stick with A0 metric and just press OK. So it created number 1 sheet. As you can see, we have this. We're just gonna create 4 more, and if you notice, it will go in sequence. So anything that you change here, for example, if you just put it as A1, it will be A2, A3. So Revit recognize those sequencing. So once we have that, we can rename this one. So here you could go right here and then rename it. So our project, our owner is ACD, that's Archcore Design, project house, and then this will be our cover sheet. So you can basically change it from this side, and you can also change it on this side as well. So as you can see, we could put in first floor, and then here we could do second floor, and then 2 elevations. Okay, so we have our elevations and cover sheets already. Let's double click on cover sheet, and we wanna clean this up. So we're just gonna close this, close inactive views, and only the one that we have is open. And then what we can do is we could go to our 3D view, the one that we just created, and this is the one we're gonna use for our rendering. So go to view, click on render, and we have the rendering right here. Of course, the draft is the the smallest settings that we could do and the fastest. And then of course, once you go to custom or best, those are the highest ones that will take a lot of time to render. So for me, I'm just gonna use draft and then exterior sunlight only, and then we could add the exposure later on, and then the sky is few clouds. So I'm just gonna click render, and it will just take a couple of seconds and it will be done, and we'll be able to save the project. It will, once we save the project, it will create a rendering section right here, and then we could adjust exposure. So before we save it, let's adjust the exposure. So here, if you want it to be darker or brighter, you could apply that, change this, and it's basically once you click apply, it's going to affect instantly. So now let's click OK and then click on save project, and you can save this as rendering 1 and then press OK, and then it will create this rendering right here. So now we could close this. We already saved that, and then go to cover sheet again, and we'll be able to drag and drop this one and right there. So the difference between a 3D view and a rendering is here, if you want it to make it big, as you can see, it doesn't actually make it big, it's just making the view bigger. But here I want to show you how the difference is. Once you want it to be bigger, as you can see, you'll be able to scale it up quickly. So those are the difference between a 3D view and a rendering. So it's better to have the rendering so that you'll be able to scale it up. And then here we don't want any title, so no title, and then we could just render it or scale it up nicely. And then here, after that, we're gonna create our sheet list. So we have to go to schedule, right click on that, and then new sheet list. What we need is sheet number, or sheet number, that's right, and then sheet name, and then just press OK, and then it will create it. Go back to cover sheet, and you just need to drag and drop. Of course, you'll be able to customize the way it looks. So here, what we can do is we could just double click here, go to appearance, and here we don't want any gap from here, so I'm gonna uncheck that. Also, the title is very small, so I want to make it big. The text header, I'm going to make it 6, and then the body, I want it to be at least 4. So you can do that, and then after this you can put drawing list, and then after that you'll be able to put it nicely into our model. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so everything fits properly. Double click on the side, and then we could make it big so that everything is put in properly. I want to point out that this is already automatic, so if we create a new sheet, this one will create itself, so we don't need to worry about it. If we delete something, if we change any name or sheet number, everything will be affected, and everything will be automatic. So it's not something that we need to think about anymore once we created this drawing list. So our cover sheet is done. We could go to our first floor now, so double click on that. What I usually do, is to drag and drop first. So once I drag and drop, I can assess how small or big it is. So seeing that, I'm able to scale this one properly. And then now I'm gonna double check again the way it looks. It's good. I like the size, but now I want to crop it. So we can undo this and then go back to level 1. And we need to check all of this. So check all of this under extend, crop view, crop region visible, and annotation crop. So once that is turned on, scale is changed to 1:50, we'll be able to just grab the portion that we want to show. So basically, this is the crop, this is the annotation crop, and then here we don't need this one to be visible anymore. So we can uncheck this and click apply. So this is the portion that will show right here once we drag and drop. We can put it on the side right here, and as you can see, it looks nice. What I usually do to make it look better is we put annotation and we put thin line, and we create a border. So here I'm gonna create a border, for example, right here, and then we could just grab it from here to see how this one. So we usually put 10 and then 10. So different companies, different standards. So of course you need to confirm to your company standards so that every drawing looks the same on your company. So here, that's the way we do it in our company. And then we just add this one right here. But if you notice, we put this one as first floor, but this one is level 1. You can change it from here, it will change, but I don't like the way it will be changed. So I want it to be just changed on this part. So you can select that, and here, title sheet, we're gonna put first floor only, and then just click it here and then click apply, or else it will disappear. And then after that, as you can see, it's still first floor, but it's still level 1 right here. So it didn't change. I still like the way this one looks. So I'm just gonna change it here and just leave it level 1 on this floor plan. So now we could go to second floor, knowing that everything is same. I could select this one now, this annotation, so our border, and then I could just Control V here, Control C there, and then Control V here, so we don't need to check the dimensions anymore. And then go to level 1 or level 2. We need to change the scale. We need to create the crop area for this. And then once we're happy, just uncheck this and then just drag and drop. There we go. We need to fix this, and then select the view and then change this name, second floor. Click here on the side and click apply, and then press escape, select the view, so that we'll be able to drag this line right here, the title line. So now we have this view right here, very neatly, that we have this border line under our drawing. And then I think we're good with this. We could go now to our elevation. So select this one, open it up, and then what I usually do again is drag and drop here. For me, this is very small, so what I'm gonna do is go to elevation first and change it to 1:50. And because before we didn't forgot to put back the transparency, just do it now. Go to fine. I'm going to make it realistic or make it consistent color, so that's fine. And then here under graphic display option, you can create or add the background. So I like the gradient effect. And then here under properties, we need to uncheck this all because we need to crop the region that we just need. So I'm happy with this. So now if we go to our elevation, I want to add this one as well. Control C, add this one right here, click finish, and then just drag our east elevation. Don't worry about the line yet because we can always just change it back. So now we could just drag it and then clean it up afterwards. There we go. So now once we add our other elevation, I usually just add the border now so that we don't need to mess it up. And I know this one will be bigger in terms of, so here we're just gonna get cap, and then this one I know it's gonna be bigger. So we need to go to north, do the same thing that we did, make this fine, make this consistent or realistic. I'm going to hide this so that everything is showing, and then don't worry, it's just going to hide on this view. Graphic display, change it to gradient, and then go to properties, check all of this, and then crop it to your liking. I think this is good enough. You can even crop all of this because I know we don't need some of this view right here, but as you can see, our level is conforming. It's not getting hidden because of the cut portion, so that's good. And then we just need to drag and drop right here, and we could just fix this. We could just move this one a little bit in the center, and then just put this one right about there. So that looks good right there. I'm gonna do the same thing on the second sheet for the elevation. I copy the border line, click finish on that, and then before I drop everything else, I'm going to scale it to 1:50, change the detail, realistic, graphic display, background, gradient, apply, OK, and then go to properties to check all of this. And then you just need to crop it properly. And then let's do the west part as well. 1:50, fine, realistic. And then let's go back to transparency, gradient, apply, OK, and then crop all of this. And then go to elevation and just simply drag and drop each and every one of them. And then copy here, CEO. And then here, go to west. And then grab it there. Select the view in order to change the line. And there we go. So we have everything already. And then we just need to save it first and then go print it. And the way you print it is you select your printer, make sure it's combined, then select this view and then put this one to combine again, or else it will separate the files. And then go select right here, click here, and then here we could select all of the sheets. What I usually do is I create different kinds, like for example this will be full set, and then if there's changes you uncheck stuff that is not needed and then just leave the check part, and then you can save it again, so you already have presets of the sheets that you need when you're printing. So most of the time in architecture, electrical, mechanical, there's a lot, especially if you have a big project, there's a lot of sheets and it's sometimes very hard to keep on selecting each and every one, so creating preset is a must. And then here, just in setup, change your size and everything, and then you just need to press OK afterwards. And then let's wait for it to be printed, and then let's see how it looks. So we have this printed. I'm just gonna open it and see how it looks. So as you can see, we have our cover sheet, we have our drawing list already as well. It's a draft rendering, but it looks good. I know we haven't set up the proper materials on some of them, but it looks good. After that, we have the first floor. We changed the scale to 1:50, and we just want the title to be changed, the name of the title to be changed, not the corresponding view. So that's different ways of doing that. We added some borders as well, and then we created a crop so that it doesn't show anything else. Here we also we have the second floor, same idea what we did on the first floor. We changed the scale, we added border lines, and then we crop it. And then here we have those four elevation. We did have to crop the back. We hid the back landscape so that it's visible, but don't worry, it's only for this view. And then now we have the south elevation, and then we have the west. So everything looks good. I'm happy with the way we set up the project and the way it's being designed. So thank you for watching and hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.